there it goes. Okay, we're cold open. Doing a cold open.
Okay.
This. You ready? Yeah. One, two, three.
Welcome to the Double Overhead Show, where we talk about kooky stuff in and out of the water.
Both in the sea and on the sand. On today's episode, we got
stealing from major corporations like Vans
and Target and Coin Boys.
As well as how much I just hated Spiderman in No Way Home.
Hated.
Spoilers, by the way. Full warning for spoilers.
So, since we both work in retail,
okay,
what's like? Have you had any horrible customers lately? Because I will say it hasn't been as bad of a season for me, at least.
Particularly, no. I don't have any horror stories in general pertaining to that. A lot of my coworkers do.
Really?
Yeah, just over the years, different people that come into Vans. We did recently, though. We stopped a guy that was gonna steal something
from Vans.
Yeah, we have like a code word. I shouldn't say it on here.
Yeah,
we're running a bit, but I won't say it. And so says it, and at first I'm like, "What is she talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, somebody shady's here."
Yeah.
So then we always stand. There's one person by the door, and then we'll have one person helping them out. So there's no dead air where they're able to like go and put something in their bag.
Put something on, yeah.
So I was by the door, and then I can't remember. Somebody was helping him out, and he just the way he was acting, he was just weird. It was off. He asked for a shoe, and I was like, "Yeah, okay," and we got it for him. And then, what was it that he said? He was like, "Yeah, can I put him on, like, hold for later?" But then he called somebody, and he was like, "Where are you?" And you could see their car in the parking lot, like waiting.
Like a getaway.
And he was like, he didn't say anything. He just walked out. And we're like, so he didn't have the courage to try to bolt past any of us with this stuff. So I'm like, I mean, that's good, because it just sucks having to write an APIS report about that. But yeah, I was like, all right. So he definitely was going to steal something. He just couldn't get away with it. Yeah. But we've had that before plenty of times. Like, people that just walk up to one of our t-shirt stacks at the front of the store, grab the whole thing, and just run out the door.
No way.
Yeah, that's like 8 shirts, all the whole size run-up shirts that they just walk out the door.
I mean, those shirts are so expensive. It's like a $30 shirt.
I don't know why they're $24.50, but that's why I'm very happy with the discount that I get there. That's how much they should be. But
for us, lately in like the entire district, there's been this lady that's been going around and getting, you know how, I don't know if you've been in one of our Targets in a minute. We have started putting some of the video games outside of like the lockup into like those little plastic lock boxes,
right?
Yeah. In the plastic lock boxes. Mm-hmm. And this lady, I guess she somehow has like the magnet key that takes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that takes them out. I don't know. No, I don't know how people get those.
Just bought it online.
I don't know how people get those. She'll get as many of the video games as she can get, put them in her cart, and then go to the fitting rooms, and then just just
unlock them as much as you can, and then
unlock all of them. So. She's hit us a couple times, and this is like the 3rd or 4th person that I've been like, what the heck? How do you have a magnet key? Like, how do you just own one of these?
The fact that it's the 4th person to have one. Nobody should have this.
So, yeah, she's been going around the district getting them.
That's funny. The magnet key. I didn't even know you could buy those.
I want to
know where you could get that.
I want to look it up. Like, how deep into the internet do you have to be?
I feel like that's something you can't just look up and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to grab a magnet key.
You know what? I really want to steal some shit.
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to go buy a magnet key online.
I really want to just commit a crime today. Let's purchase something so I can commit a crime.
I'm curious, too, if it's the same across most retail stores. So you, like, don't have to buy specific ones.
Do you guys use something like that at Vans?
We have zero. I will say, like, I've never understood why. Like, if you want to compare, look at the Brea Mall compared to us. Like, they have the metal detectors right as you walk in the door. We have nothing. So, like, you walk out, nothing goes off.
Well, because you guys are way smaller.
Exactly. We're a lot smaller.
It'd probably take up half the space in the store to put the...
It would. But we don't have any, like, security locks or like I said, literally, you could grab whatever you wanted and dart out the door, and we can't do
That's
anything
it.
about it. We just have to write a
You just
report
have
and be
to
like,
say, hey, we
yeah, they
lost
stole a
this.
bunch of stuff from us, and we couldn't do anything about
Yeah.
it. So
And then they're wearing the brand new shit.
exactly, yeah.
The
Legally, we can't like chase them or anything. Once they leave
we can't
the
do that
premises.
either, Oh yeah, that pisses the heck out of the security people at Target.
Really?
Because one of the head of the security team right now.
Yeah.
He's this guy that's like been doing it for like forever, right?
Yeah.
So he remembers like the glory days when he was always telling me, he's like, he vented to me one time.
Really?
Yeah, he vented to me. He goes,
I had to get it out.
I remember the times where like I would see someone, I don't know, running out with a pack of gum or some shit, and then just like clothesline the guy. Yeah.
Clothesline.
Like I'm just clothesline the guy dead, like Tom and Jerry style.
Ding.
Dead. Yeah. Dead. Like, oh yeah, you won't. That'll teach you.
Yeah,
little
exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beat the crap out of him, or like, he's like, and people will just like tell us to our face like, hey, I'm gonna steal this, and then it's like, okay. You can't do anything about it because they just walk right out with it.
It sucks.
So the guy vented. He was mad.
This didn't have to do with us, but apparently, I'm trying to remember if he came into our store before he went to Sprouts, but it was this, I don't want to assume this, but I feel like I remember this as a part of the story. I think he was a homeless guy. Plenty of those around Vans Fullerton,
Yep.
Store 19.
Can you give that out?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean, like talking about homeless people?
No, can you give out like numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. I forget that we're one of the first stores. But anyways.
That is pretty, yeah.
Steve Van Dorn, he'll come in sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen the guy a couple times.
He hasn't come in. Well, I think 2 times I've missed it. Like my shift started and they're like, oh, he was just in here this morning.
Is he alive?
Oh my gosh. Well, his dad actually passed away this year. So Paul, who started
Paul.
He,
okay, I've seen Paul before a couple times.
I
saw him at Vans Brea.
Really?
Yeah, I was shopping and I saw.
That's pretty sweet.
I just turn around and everyone's like, "Oh shoot, Paul Van Dorn."
It's Paul Van Dorn.
It's
the
Vans.
man, the myth.
It's
yeah,
Mr.
it's
Vans.
literally Mr. Vans.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. He was just saying what's up to everyone. I mean,
that's pretty
like,
cool.
The spirit of Vans, like the most chill
possible.
Yeah,
exactly. Chill
laid
company.
back. Yeah, just wearing like a Vans flowery.
Yeah,
shirt
exactly. We have his book right now. That was kind of eerie. He died like a week after the memoir came out.
Really?
Yeah, because it was a big deal. It's just a bummer. Bummer is not the word you described. You used so much death.
We love you, Paul.
Yeah. But his son Steve he's like the face of the company now. He's such a goofy guy. He's on one of my shirts in this. I don't know where it is, but
in the studio, you have a shirt in the studio.
Yeah, I have a shirt in the studio. I have a closet in the studio. Yeah. Anyways, homeless guy goes into Sprouts, and I don't know if he got a lot. I don't think he did. I remember it was like a small amount apparently that he grabbed, but like 5 or 6 Sprout workers just chased him around the parking lot. Like,
really?
I wasn't there, but they're like, yeah, we watched them just walk out and then just dart and chase after this guy around the parking lot. And then we have the worst possible security just at that plaza. Like, those guys suck.
Oh, I bet.
Like, you call them and they show up like 30 minutes later.
Well, because they're probably just so used to it happening. It's like,
exactly.
What's it going to do if we stop?
And they finally showed up. But yeah, that was a funny story to hear that, like, bunch of Sprout workers just chased down this homeless guy through the parking lot in downtown Fullerton. Yay.
I mean, like, they're just grabbing clothes.
I know.
Yeah.
You kind of, there's not much you can do, and it's also like, I get why they do it. I mean, it's not the best thing to do.
For like
obviously.
clothes, I feel like it's okay.
It's more understandable.
Yeah.
Even food too. I understand.
Oh no, for sure, food, 100%.
That's 100%.
No, what pisses me off is when people try to like rob us of like a phone case.
No,
or something.
I know.
I'm like, okay, dude, really?
Then
like a phone? Yeah, I'm like,
you
really?
could buy it.
Like, first of all, number one, I don't care because it's like $20 to a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Exactly.
Second of all, why are you stealing a phone case?
I know. Out of everything that you chose, you walked up and went, I want the OtterBox. I gotta walk out with this.
I don't want.
I'm not paying for it.
I don't want this like family microwavable meal that could feed me.
Exactly.
I want a fucking Mayday phone case.
My iPhone 13 Pro Max phone case immediately. MagSafe. Yeah, MagSafe. Yeah.
This guy's so
no, it just has a magazine on the back.
Magazine on the back. And now it's time for Coin Boys.
Indeed it is.
Where we talk about how much we've just lost in crypto. quick disclaimer, guys. None of this is meant to be taken as legitimate investing advice or analysis. We have no idea what we're talking about, so don't take anything we say seriously. So, the market's kind of coming back.
It is going back up. It's in the green.
Yeah. Finally, a couple green days.
The whole month of December seemed like it was just plummeting.
Oh, yeah. Red all across the board.
I loved the red
December.
And green Christmas colors.
Yeah,
it was
Christmas
fantastic.
Colors.
They knew.
They were festive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, that was the time I chose to put legitimate, actual, serious money.
I'm going to get paid real money, so I'm going to...
Oh, man, I'm getting paid
throw it all in there.
Getting paid some money now. Let's put it in crypto. Like, I'm going all in with this thing. Just red
plummeting
everywhere. Instant tank. Yeah, we should get like a surf report going in the pod soon.
We should.
Yeah,
I'd like that.
So
let
both our waves
you guys would like it.
and our crypto.
Yeah.
Not hot.
Yeah, no,
not hot down
not
here in
hot.
SoCal.
Seriously,
yeah.
They've both been in
Neither
the
is
red,
the
not
weather.
firing.
Neither is the weather.
The weather's been all over the place.
It's been kind of nice though.
Do you like the rain?
When I'm inside.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's nice. I don't know why. I think the only time, most of the time I like the rain, but this is the only time of the year I'm going to say, like, no. Because I was like, I just don't like when it rains on Christmas. I don't know. That's just like a little thing for me.
Felt kind of cozy to me.
Anyways, that's besides the point. Not crypto.
We want our cryptos up.
Yes. What are you up? What are you invested in?
I'm in just the regular coins. What I would like to say is how much I hate. Well, first of all, we use Webull.
Yes.
If anyone uses Webull, then you're familiar with they have a comment section.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's pretty funny.
It is just a war. It's a war in there. It's bulls versus bears all day, and they're just ripping each other apart. And
this is funny.
It's kind of funny, but it 100% goes with the trends.
It does.
So Bitcoin will go up probably like $1,000 or $1,000, you know, and instantly just rockets across the comment section. Everyone's like, I'm buying a Lambo. I just put in my life savings to the moon. Like, we're going up. And it'll go down that same 1,000. And it'll just be like, bears everywhere.
Yeah,
timber,
exactly.
timber. Back to 30K.
Going down.
It's going down. Those who don't know, bullish trend means it's going up.
Mm-hmm.
Bearish trend means it's going down. Bulls and bears are like kind of the names for like Wall Street. And I guess it just kind of went into crypto too. Yeah. But these bears, man, they're relentless.
They are. This is funny. I'm in the
I'm opposed.
comment section now.
I'm not shorting anything here.
No. We can't short the market here. No, this is a funny comment, though. Big push in 1 hour. I want it. We need it. No selling. Slapping asks. Push for moon. Run, Shiba, run.
SHIB hasn't done anything in like 2 months.
No, it hasn't. It's like really, really fluctuated, which is a big bummer. But
right here on Bitcoin, we got this guy saying, hibernation for bears.
Hibernation.
Bull's about to get that fat sack. This guy's named Humpty Dumpty. Oh my gosh. Actually, this guy's pretty famous in the Bitcoin comment section on Webull. Because he's a huge bear. Everyone hates this guy. Yeah, everyone hates this guy.
That's funny.
They always, like, people will literally call each other out, like, on their own comments on Webull. They will literally say, like, at Humpty Dumpty, like, what you doing now, bro?
Oh
like, it's up, like, 1,000.
Humpty Dumpty. This guy.
Humpty Dumpty, if you're listening, bro, you're a funny guy.
It's pretty funny to read your stuff.
This guy, bears applying for McDonald's.
It's down so bad.
Oh, man.
Ay.
Oh, this. Humpty Dumpty again. Stop kidding yourself. This thing's still bearish as fuck. Everyone triggered. 35K in 2 weeks. Oh, man, you bears are just
Humpty
way
Dumpty.
oversold.
Here he is. This is funny.
Still going back to 30K.
Now following Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty has been real quiet lately. Literally, they're calling each other out.
Lunch dip off to the gym. It's so funny.
Another thing.
Yes.
YouTube is getting a lot of content from this as well.
It is.
If I'm ever curious about a crypto or a coin or something, I'll look it up on YouTube or just the market in general.
Yeah.
And just every single thing is clickbait.
Really?
Bitcoin. The end of Bitcoin is crypto done. Yeah. This or like it'll
buy.
Once again it'll go up like a little bit to the moon.
To the
100K end of the year.
I put my house investment on
put
this.
money against my house.
Yeah. My mortgage is in SHIB. That's funny.
Mortgage and shit. The deed.
Yeah.
I put the deed as my the deed of my house as collateral.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes good content. I mean, look at us. We're
It
talking
does.
about
I mean,
right
yeah,
now.
we're talking
But,
about it right now.
People
What
that
should the
seriously
clickbait
talk about it.
We should make a clickbait thing for this. What should
We should.
say?
Bitcoin
100K end of the year.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's a joke, guys.
It's not real. Please,
it's
it's
not
not real.
no,
It's not
that's
real.
not
It's
real.
not real. It's not real.
Check the disclaimer.
What else can we talk about for this crypto? How are your free stocks doing?
Terrible.
If you join Webull, sometimes you get free stocks. By the way, guys.
Oh, my free stocks.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing horrible.
ADT is not bad, but I'm not in the green.
For
that's
free,
for sure.
yeah. Well, what happened was some of them actually were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm going to put real money in them.
Yeah.
And of course,
same
you know what
thing
happens
again.
when Edward puts real money
when
in
he actually
crypto.
makes an investment.
Tank.
Gone.
Sell, everyone sell.
No, because I remember a while back, Sean was like, ADT's doing pretty good. So, and I forgot to check it, and now
it was up like 30 cents.
I'm in the red on that one, so that's a bit of a bummer.
I'm red. I've got the Christmas colors here on my
I have Christmas
my wallet,
colors, yeah. I got the all red and one green. But yeah, crypto. What a fun.
It's a fun concept.
It is.
It's funny. You talk to crypto people, and they're just like, "This is the future.
I know.
This is the greatest thing ever."
Which I don't know. Like,
I mean, obviously, I do think the value of each crypto goes up and down.
It does. Obviously, like everything.
It does. It's very volatile. So it has made people. Obviously, it has made people. It's like anything with like stocks or something. You hear about all these people that just overnight millionaires.
Exactly.
Like the "I told you so" guys.
Yeah.
Like, the guys making the right moves.
The Jordan Belforts of crypto.
Like they're they find the loopholes and they're doing all this crazy stuff.
It is really interesting. I mean, I definitely think it's going to be around for quite some time.
Oh,
just due to the fact that like.
Did you hear about the Staples Center?
No, what's
they rebranded. Well, the
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
No, wait,
that's
seriously?
What it is. Yes, that's exactly. How did you not know this?
I didn't know that.
So,
I just have seen the Matt Damon ads, and it's so funny.
Yep, the Staples lost the rights. Well, they didn't lose the rights. Their lease was up on the name for the arena.
Interesting. Okay.
And Crypto.com
just jumped on it.
Yeah, they jumped on it.
Really?
So, well, first of all, everyone that's like a diehard like Lakers or Clippers fan is mad. Just like Los Angelinos in general.
Okay.
They're pretty pissed off about it.
Him.
Because that's like changing the name of Dodger Stadium.
No, I was about to say, it's a big thing.
But
so what, it's Crypto.com?
Crypto.com Arena now, I think.
I guess, Arena, it's like center does not make sense.
And
Arena.
all when they post about it, because I follow the Staples Center.
Yeah.
Now the Crypto.com Arena.
That's so weird.
Everyone in the comments, they're either like, let's go, and they have like an NFT as their profile picture.
the
like
bathing
CRO to the moon, or they're like, it's just like the diehard Lakers fans, and they're like pissed off about it. I mean, I guess I'm pretty neutral about it. It hasn't made me any money, and I'm not a huge basketball or hockey guy. Well, I'm pretty big on sports.
Well, yeah, you got a Rams guy, but
pretty big Rams guy. But I don't know. It just didn't really do anything for me. I haven't been to the Staples Center that many times. I've been a couple times.
I've been a handful.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
It's really nice. I remember going as a kid with my church basketball team. I don't know how we got.
Did you play basketball there or something?
No, bro. That
what kind of church are you going to?
But we got tickets, I think, to a Clippers game, so we got to watch that. It was sick.
Yeah, I had a suite there one time.
Oh yeah, we did too. It was super sick.
It's pretty cool.
It's nice. That's a memorable trip. I'll never forget it because I, for some reason, got car sick. I threw up in the back seat. I felt so bad.
I saw Muse, the band.
Oh,
you
really?
Ever heard of that band?
They're
pretty good.
Rings a bell.
I saw Drake there.
You saw Drake there?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like the Summer 16 tour or whatever.
Missed out on that Ye and Drake concert though.
Yeah, I did.
That looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I put more money into crypto. That's why I said the $200 ticket value.
Pre-Hoover? Nah, I'm putting mine in crypto.
Free ship.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Staples Center's gone. That's kind of a bummer, but like you said, I'm kind of neutral on it. But back to the talk about
yeah. So I was talking to this one of these friends I had, right?
Yeah.
And I was at a party and I saw him. Yeah. Well, he's still my friend.
Yeah.
And he was just giving me like the rundown on NFTs, or trying to at least.
They're weird.
And I mean, he was. Whoa. So he was telling me about it, and just I mean, everything he said was like, NFTs are the future. Like, this is what you got to do. Like, people are making crazy moves on these, you know, and I mean, they are. Like, people are making crazy money off it. I think another topic we could discuss is how NFTs are so polarizing.
No, seriously.
People are either like, this is it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
NFTs are get rich quick, and it's amazing, and I love my NFT, and don't screenshot my NFT.
Don't screenshot. Bro, don't put it as your profile picture. Bro, I swear.
That's theft. My lawyers are getting involved.
I will sue you over my Twitter profile picture.
Actually, that's not how you get the rights to the NFT. You ever heard of a blockchain?
Actually, I can screenshot it as many times as I would like.
Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
That's funny to me when I see that stuff.
It makes me mad, but it's just because it's so outplayed.
No, like, I know.
I'm not defending the guy that's making money on NFTs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he doesn't need me to defend him.
You know, most of those people don't. They're usually pretty rich people that are buying them.
Yeah.
It's almost, It's like the weird, how art is kind of, you know what I think
it's like the next evolution of fine art.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Because, I mean, how long has this been happening, you know? People, there's like a picture of literally someone throwing paint at a canvas.
It's such a simple concept. Remember, like, I could do that.
Billions. Like, and it's like, you could do
that. But it's like just moving money around for big rich people. So now it's just pictures of apes that we're moving around.
Pictures of apes.
Or pixelated.
Like, some of them have been pretty cool. They look like kind of like, some of them look like Pokemon.
I was about to say,
I mean, still
Logan
it's a pixelated.
Paul did that,
Yeah, it's a pixelated thing. And it's going for like 4 Ethereum, which is
that's a lot of money.
A lot of money. So, I mean, I was just like, maybe I should just buy some Ethereum, which still hasn't made me any money. Yeah, but my friend, he was like, showing me, like, he bought like two NFTs or something for like 0.04. I don't know what the math is for Ethereum. It's in Ethereum.
Yeah.
So, and it was like $80 each, and he was like showing me, he's like, yeah, I bought this one. This one's so sick, and I bought this other one. And he's like, yeah, look at the value, and it was the same value.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long ago he bought it, but he was just like, yeah, you know, it was just a quick investment decision. I didn't do my research. I mean, it kind of goes to show that, like what I was saying earlier, like crypto people, they were like, this is the future. I'm gonna make a like $1 billion off of this.
Fat money with
and they're like, and you're like, oh, how much have you made? And they're like,
it's gonna stay the same.
Yeah. You know, it's a long-term hold.
Exactly, yeah. But, I mean, that's how I am about SHIB. But for the NFT, I think it's cool as an artist that I guess artists get to make that much money off of their pieces. I think it's interesting how that's done. But what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was talking to another friend who's super anti-NFT.
Okay.
And she's like an art hoe, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, physical art is like what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And like...
Oh, so wait, she's not like... Does she like digital art or no?
No.
She's just completely traditional.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Okay.
But she for sure was saying that...
NFT's bad.
Yeah, NFT bad.
Good art. Paper.
She's like a... Yeah, like I said, like an art host.
Yeah.
So she was like posting all these memes on her story. Like,
that's funny.
I never seen a hot girl using... that one's an NFT or something. And I was like, I mean, don't all these rappers have NFTs?
I know. I mean, I don't think there's any... stopping it, like we were just saying right now. It's going to be around for a while.
It's at least the trend for now.
Exactly.
So I don't know how much of a long-term thing it is.
Yeah.
As opposed to just holding, I mean, as traditional as cryptocurrency is,
exactly.
Holding your traditional cryptocurrency. That's kind of crazy that cryptocurrency is now considered like buying. No,
it's so weird. I know. It's like an option now. Like that 10 years ago, if you told somebody that, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Like it's just...
That sounds like, you're
like wild.
Hocus pocus.
Exactly, yeah.
And people still try to make fun of it. They're like, oh, it's not real money. Like,
but I mean, it at this point, it definitely is. With how big these are.
Oh, yeah. And like Tesla is accepting Doge.
That's wild.
Like, you could buy
that
Tesla
makes sense.
merch in Doge.
That's so funny.
Didn't really do anything for Doge from what I saw. Yeah, like people are gonna like rally, but
that Elon's words hurt that company so much. Anytime he says anything,
he says something. What did he say that one time?
I know what you're talking about.
I think I'm gonna sell off all my shares.
Yeah, and it just plummeted.
Sell off all my shares of Tesla. And then like Tesla stock tanks or something.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
The guy running the show.
I
mean, that's how crazy like and powerful he is, you know?
No, seriously.
He just determines...
One of the richest men in the world.
I mean, he's the man of the year?
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was weird.
No?
I don't know. It's
Do you want Bezos to be Man of the Year?
no. Freaking Lex Luthor over there.
I think he's Lex Luthor, bro.
Dude, he is.
He
He's
is
a
Lex
scary
Luthor.
guy. I'd be scared to work for him. Do you see that ad where they tried to make him like more friendly? Like they dressed him up as like an Amazon worker and they put him in a truck and he like
my
drives
gosh.
around like delivering.
I haven't seen that, no.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is so stupid. I'm like, you're still the richest man in the world. Like, it doesn't change anything. But,
there's just such a huge divide between, like, the worker
them and us.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Seriously.
He has no idea what's going on.
No. I
And
mean, he hasn't in
we could address it, like,
years.
easily address, like, that one tragedy with the tornado.
No, exactly.
That was just...
I know. That's so...
That was so sad.
I know. In the Midwest.
Yeah.
I'm going to circle back real quick to NFTs.
NFTs.
We can talk about this more next week, but the environmental aspect is weird. I don't know if enough to talk about it, so like I said, we could talk about
We're
it
going
next
to talk
week.
about that next week for sure.
But let us know what you guys think about that, because, I don't know, it's just weird that a digital thing can harm the environment, I guess?
People always say something about this thing called the gas fee, and, like,
yeah.
converting crypto actually, like, takes enough energy to power a house for a day.
Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know how that,
It doesn't make sense to me that, like, this
Well, we're
thing
going to
is
do
on
our
my
research.
phone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I'm pressing a button on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you could.
I kind of get it.
Like, when you buy something on Amazon or something. You know?
True.
But
we'll talk about it more next week, you guys.
So I heard you had some notes about Spider-Man.
I do have some notes on Spider-Man.
And a very extensive, handwritten book.
Yes, they are handwritten.
My guy's got the red book.
They're in my journal of secrets. I thought, first of all, I want to preface this by what I thought going into this movie. Obviously, I was very excited. That's a whole nother.
First of all, full spoilers.
Yeah.
For Spider-Man No Way Home.
I was going to try to
inevitable.
talk about that, but it's inevitable. It's kind of hard not to talk about it.
Did I tell you I got it ruined for me right as soon as I was
Did you
walking
really?
up to... Right as I was walking up to the theater.
Was somebody talking about it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was walking up to the
no.
theater and...
Damn.
Well, first of all, I was like, oh, shoot, I realized people have been here that have seen this already. They're walking out. And, I was considering, like, I was like, oh, I should put in my headphones or something. And I'm walking up, and there's these two guys, and they just go, wow, they really brought him back, huh?
Oh,
they really brought him all
gosh.
back, huh? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? I was so mad. I was going to turn around and say something. I was like, really?
What?
Yeah, really? But
You guys couldn't wait?
yeah, and people were just like, they were being dicks about it the whole time. There's a bunch of people just like making jokes about it.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't saying anything that ended up being true, but just like,
Okay.
it was like dumb shit. Like, oh, Peter Parker gets pegged or something. Something dumb,
Outlandish stuff. But I guess the preface, I was kind of going to say the same thing because back in like September, to let everybody know, since you guys don't know me, I'm a huge...
I don't know you.
Yeah, Edward doesn't know me either.
We just met yesterday.
We just met. I actually put an ad up on
Yeah.
Craigslist to start a podcast with somebody. So, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man.
I never
so...
saw the ad. Don't know what you're talking about.
You just showed up to my house this morning. Just kidding. No time. I don't know when. It's not the morning. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, or just all things superhero. So this was like a big deal just because of all the rumors that had been kind of swirling around this movie. So to segue with rumors, in September, there was 2 pictures that leaked on Twitter. One was of Andrew in the movie, so I was like, oh, that's sick. But I was also like, I did not want to see this, but it's too late, so I might as well accept it. I have it. Sorry, you guys are all audio listeners, so you can't
show
see
me
the picture, but I
I'm
can
not all
show
audio.
Edward.
Yeah, you could show me.
So I saw that back in September.
I don't even think I've seen that.
And then I saw this one too, just to confirm Toby in it,
my
and I was like, bruh.
It's no one can see.
I
so you have to describe.
I do
it.
have to describe it.
So it's Andrew Garfield and who was
it's in
it?
the one scene where they're talking
On
about
the Statue of Liberty.
Weblock, on the Statue of Liberty, and Andrew's kneeling down, holding a rail.
And full MCU
Full,
style.
Yeah.
It's all in a blue screen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a
None
couple,
of this was
like,
shot
no
for real.
sets. It didn't look that bad in the movie though.
No, honestly, I was really afraid seeing this picture
Marvel
because
did some pretty good CGI.
They do. It can be really good or it can be really iffy. But this is really good because I saw the blue screen. I was like, okay. I mean, that's like we just said.
Yeah,
It's
you're
classic
like, I didn't
Marvel
see
fashion.
that set for you.
But
also to preface my when I got it spoiled for me, I mean the leak was that all three of the Spider-Man
everybody was talking about it.
So it wasn't.
But it was never confirmed by anybody.
Never confirmed. It was never confirmed. But honestly, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people
would be let
everybody
down.
would beating down Kevin Feige's door like, why didn't you do it?
Yeah, this would be a huge. This would be a different week for us for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
If that didn't happen,
so many people would be pissed. But the second picture that I showed Edward was like a wide angle shot of the same one. So Andrew's still kneeling down, but then you see Toby standing next to him. So it was cool to know for sure that they're in the movie. But I also wish that, like our friend Jack, he went in, he knew nothing. He, like, could list the amount of things that he knew on his hand. He was like, I know Doctor Strange is in it. I know it starts right after the last movie. That's about it. He didn't know anything, but it still sucks that you had to deal with literally walking into the theater minutes before you're going to sit down and see the movie, and you're like, well,
I was trying so hard, too. Yeah. Because I was so worried. That's probably one of the bigger reasons why I forced myself to go see it opening night.
Yeah.
I did not want to sit through
I know, I was surprised.
A full day. Because I was like, when everyone was getting their tickets months before, I started freaking out. I was like, oh no. This is... Because everything's so hard to get to now. That could be like a whole nother bit. Because I tried to get Olivia Rodrigo tickets.
Dude, I heard about that. My coworker, she was so bummed because she's doing like the I want to start how, and I'm like, but you're not that. Like you're a huge artist, so that sounded like a really really big bummer on how to,
I understand
how to
where
get
she's.
those
I understand where she's coming from.
I get it too, but it's tough.
And it's funny because. Totally getting off topic here.
Olivia
Rodrigo.
But for a second.
I was like, oh, I think I'll get front row tickets. You know, because it's $80.
Dude, I was about to say they were like $80.
Dirt cheap
for someone like her.
As soon as I got into like the waiting room, I was like, hey, it's been like an hour and a half now. I haven't gotten in. Like I'm sure.
That's what I heard.
And it's a tiny venue because I was going for the Greek.
Yeah.
Anyone that could have wanted to get tickets. Did get them.
I know,
they
exactly.
were sold out.
And
then I looked and the scalpers had them for like a grand.
I know, it was
bad.
bad. Because I was talking about it, like I said, with my coworker, and she was like, she did the same thing. She was like, I was in the queue, I was in the line, then she was like, I finally got in, and then she was like, they're literally sold out. Like I waited all this time for like nothing.
I was so mad.
She was like, I was so pissed, and she's like, you can't even like go back and see if they have more now. It's just. Overall, it was a very, very sucky situation.
It was just,
I get where she's coming from, but it's tough to do that type of thing when you're, especially right now, as big of an artist as she is. She has such a grasp
but she
on...
blew up over quarantine.
I know.
So she had no way of like, hey, this is like my smaller show.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, like all of a sudden like I'm the biggest
0 to 100 in like months.
Yep.
So, anyways, super long side tangent. What do I want to talk about this movie? We're going into full spoilers, so I can talk about really whatever. I think they handled these 3 Spider-Men pretty well for the most part. I want to go back and watch it again because I want to, just to let you guys know, I want to make a video about it. Put it on my YouTube channel. If that's not in the description, then maybe it'll be afterwards or not. But anyways, I just need to see it again because there's, like we were talking about, there's so much going on in this movie, and it's like you take most of it in on the first time, but it's definitely a couple rewatches, and you're like, okay.
A lot of me was still blown away that they were in the movie.
No, I know. It's still like I saw somebody say they're like, yeah, I watched the movie, but it still doesn't feel real. Like they were in it.
Oh yeah.
They're like, it won't feel real until
just dropped a flask.
Yep. It still won't feel real to like sitting at home watching it on my TV.
For sure.
Like it's just such a surreal thing to be able to say.
Did your theater freak out?
Did my what?
Did your theater freak out?
For the most part, yeah. So when Ned is like, I want to see Peter Parker, and then you can see the silhouette at the end. I saw it. I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
I had a lady next to me who had a reaction to every line, like an audible reaction to every.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, Yeah. Stuff like that
Oh.
the whole time. And I was like, I was gonna lose it.
Oh
I
my
was
gosh!
like,
About to sock
yeah.
this lady in the face. Please stop enjoying the movie. Okay?
I want to watch the movie.
Um,
But we didn't have that big of a freak out. It was still like a good freak out. Nothing tops the Captain America Mjolnir.
that was huge.
huge.
That's like, I don't know if anything will ever get to that. But did you theater clap for it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, but we were still like, because when they introduced Andrew Garfield,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's only other,
One
other way.
guy.
Yeah.
It was, that was, he runs in and then he takes his mask off, and that's when everybody was like, oh my gosh, and they gave like a small clap. But then the big one was when obviously Toby comes in, and you can't see his face at first, but you're like, I mean, come on, who else is it gonna be? And it was like, oh my gosh, like everybody was freaking out.
I thought he had
for
his
us.
mask off.
Well, no, did I say mask on?
No, you said you couldn't see his face.
Well, yeah,
I don't remember because
in
we
the
can't
portal,
play the clip.
I know we can't bring the clip up because it just came
Giant
out. But
copyright.
yeah, Ned opens the portal, and his head's kind of towards the top, and it's super deep in shadow, so you can only see his clothes, and he looks like a normal guy.
I liked how he had the suit on.
I like that too.
Underneath.
I was wondering about that the whole time. I'm like,
because
where's
I was
his
like,
suit?
he's just gonna wear regular
Yeah,
clothes.
I'm like, this is kind of a bummer if he just wears regular
No,
clothes.
No, they had to make it.
But I was like, oh, that's accurate to his Peter. He wears it under his clothes all the time. To go back to Andrew, though, I really, really liked all of the times that he talked about kind of, I guess, his trauma, or just talking about Gwen in general. Andrew Garfield is so good at diving back into that emotional grief that Peter Parker felt in those movies. And so that emotional grief it comes across like very poignantly. He's very, very good at it. And speaking of acting for him,
Poignantly.
he has been acting for months before we even knew he was in this movie, because he's been asked countless times, "Are you in the Spider-Man? Are you in the Spider-Man?" No, it's Photoshop. Like
Is he British?
Yeah, he's British. You didn't know
What?
that, huh?
No,
You
I didn't know
he was
that.
British? Oh my gosh.
My life's a lie.
Big podcast reveal. Andrew Garfield's
Jeez.
British, guys. Yeah. So I feel bad for him, honestly. Before, did you hear about his movie Tick Tick Boom?
Nope.
It's a new Lin-Manuel Miranda movie. It's about the play Rent, or it's loosely based on the guy who wrote the play Rent and like his existential crisis before 30. But anyways, Andrew Garfield did the whole press tour before this movie for it. And, like, nobody cared about that. They just wanted to ask him if he was going to be Spider-Man. And he was like, guys, I hate to break to you. Like, I'm not. Absolutely. Like, I'm done. It's great. I'm excited to watch the movie. I'm not.
I thought he was the one that was saying, yeah, I'm in it.
No, that was Toby.
Oh,
like, a couple
okay.
people saw him in, like, New York or just different places. And they're like, are you in the movie?
Yeah,
He's
I'd
like,
seen videos.
yeah. And
Really?
he just smiles and walks away.
Oh, my gosh. The guy's so old, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Yeah, you just give him a smirk or a wink. Like,
Speaking of that, you could tell he was old.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell he was old. I mean, like, obviously he's a lot older than both the other actors.
Especially.
But he showed it the most.
Just the last time that we saw him, I thought about it. It's literally been 14 years.
Plus, when he was playing Peter Parker, he looked already super old. And they're
He
supposed
did
to be in
look
high
older.
school. But I feel like that's like a big thing for like the early 2000s and like
High school
areas,
movies look like they're all at least 30 years old.
Everyone was like
which is such a
25.
funny trope.
Like,
but...
this is junior year.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go
you don't
kill
know the
someone.
highs and lows of high school football. Yeah. But he showed his age a lot. I felt I saw it the most in his eyes, or at least under his eyes.
Yeah.
But
I felt like he gave like a sweet old man vibe.
I was about to say, he still gave
was just
like
father
that sweet
figure.
little like awkward Peter Parker.
Because he was like,
vibe
oh,
of,
I've always wanted brothers. I was like, bro, this is like your father and your grandfather.
Yeah, I know, seriously. But yeah, let's talk about.
Oh, I got one.
Okay,
I got one.
Let's hear some of your
This
notes.
this whole movie plot
Okay.
would just not happen if MIT just said,
Oh,
you guys are
my
in.
gosh,
You
I
guys-
know.
That's it.
Seriously.
So MIT, if you're listening, you really messed it up here.
Screwed it up.
You really screwed it up here.
You could have just admitted Peter Parker.
Super avoidable.
Avoided a whole multiversal
Yeah, the
collapse.
multiverse. You guys caused the multiverse just because you guys were so snooty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting dynamic that I had never thought about, like people siding with Mysterio instead of Peter, and then it literally affecting or kind of just collateral damage in his life and even his friends' lives too. I didn't think it would affect them that deeply, but I guess because they're friends of Spider-Man, it's a huge issue for them as well. But I thought that was really well done, that they showed the real world effects of, oh, he's a superhero, but people think he's a murderer. Yeah.
Do you think you would side with Mysterio?
Well, this is the thing, I guess, in the context of that universe, you have to think about the footage that you saw. I mean, it's like pretty
Everything
hard.
was manipulated against Peter. Yeah,
it's pretty hard to not think that like Mysterio was right. And that line was written on a brick, caught by famous lawyer Matt Murdock.
Yes.
That was such a sick
Let's talk
scene.
about Daredevil.
Oh my god!
I freaked out
Woo!
when
That was
they
sick.
showed Matt Murdock, but no one else got
No one
that.
else?
At least with my friend group, no one got it. A couple people got it, but for the most part, everyone's like, is that supposed to be someone?
Really?
Yeah.
Most of our theater got it. I remember I wasn't expecting it at all.
I wasn't expecting it.
Because they were talking about lawyers, and I should have. But then it's just a hard cut, and you see the Kane come into the scene, and then he sits down, and you're like, "Yo,
that's the guy."
Yeah, and
So
Jack was like,
that means Kingpin's completely canon.
Well, have you been watching
No,
Hawkeye?
I have not.
Oh my god, this guy!
Oh man.
Anybody that's watching Hawkeye already knew that, but that's okay.
Instant dislike.
Catch up on Hawkeye. It's
I
good,
need to
trust me. The last episode comes out
I haven't had a
on
chance
Wednesday.
to absorb media besides Spider-Man.
No, I understand.
Because of school, but I mean, I don't have an excuse now.
But no, yes, I guess to segue with that, yeah, Kingpin is also a part of the MCU now. Same guy and everything. So.
Well, technically he was part of the MCU before. But
Kind
it was
of.
like they never really incorporated the
never
Netflix stuff.
acknowledged
They only
them
like
and-
dropped, like name dropped the Avengers like once.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Watching the show again, because I'm rewatching and partially watching it for the first time right now, just because after seeing Spider-Man, I was like, I got to get into this. They do talk about, because it's set like right after the Battle of New York, so they'll name drop things. They're like, well, I'm not Captain America, or like, half of New York was like destroyed.
But it'll
And
just
I'm
be like quick jokes.
yeah, it'll be quick little like one-liners that like let you know like, oh, okay, it's in the same world, even though the movies will never acknowledge that for some reason. But I'm very, very excited to see Daredevil and Kingpin be able to interact with all these people that we've been waiting such a long, especially just Daredevil and Spider-Man. But yeah,
What did you think about the fact that Dafoe was the friend and then
only
became
for a little bit.
Dafoe again?
He was a fake friend, though.
Yeah.
That was good. I really.
I liked
enough,
how they gave him a lot of like focus.
I did too.
Yeah,
I thought
he did
it was-
a great job with it too.
He's a fantastic actor with whatever you're going to put him into. But I thought it was especially well done the way he makes you feel bad. Like, I genuinely felt bad.
sure.
I'm like, oh, bruh, he, like, doesn't remember anything. His son's not here. He can't go to his own house.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's super confused. That meme, though, the meme joke was funny where he's like, I'm something of a scientist myself. I was
Yeah.
like, the meme jokes in this didn't feel awkward or weird. They're pretty funny. Like, I didn't
It was
catch...
pretty fan servicey, but just not like
Not
over the
extremely
yeah,
in your face.
yeah.
Like, if you know, you know.
It wasn't forced.
Did you catch in the scene where the three Peters are in the lab together? They do the Spider-Man pointing meme. I didn't catch that, but all my friends did that.
No,
They go,
I didn't.
Ned goes like, Peter,
I was
and
gonna say
all
they
look,
had to do something like
and
that.
then they all went like this, like, which one? And they look at each other.
They
and
should have
I'm
been
like,
fully suited up.
I know. I was
They-
like, I didn't
that would
see
have
that
been such a good
because
like
they're so
like
low.
third act final.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
like,
you're like,
point,
what?
yeah.
But to go back to Dafoe,
I thought his transition from the jacket, like the hoodie,
Yeah,
to like
that
the
was
actual
sweet.
cool green
Yeah.
guy, that was so sick.
I thought it was interesting, but very well done that he ditches the mask immediately.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like, he thinks it's a part of his psyche, so he just destroys it. But then, did you catch that his clothes that he wears, just as like normal homeless Norman or like Green Goblin colored, he's wearing the green.
Yeah, that's what I was
overcoat.
saying. Like,
Yeah, okay. I didn't pick up, but
idiot.
um,
gonna agree with me and then just
I thought we were talking about two
Re-mansplain
different
it to me.
things. That's why I am mansplaining. But that scene where he like turns on the goblin immediately, where Otto's like,
oh yeah,
it's time, like you're gonna be normal again, and he's like, not us, and he's like turns around and he's all
Does,
evil.
like, all the lines
yeah,
on
he's
his
got
face.
his face. He's so good at manipulating his face. So,
crazy.
what'd you think of Dr. Octopus?
I thought this is actually another point.
Okay.
Not just for Doc Ock, but like the villains as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were super fleshed out. I thought it was more than just them being like, oh, cool, like they're references. They're more than just references.
They were way more. They were full blown, obviously characters in this movie.
They were for sure.
But like you know what I mean. Like characters can be in a movie, but that doesn't mean that they get all the.
Well, they were very fleshed out.
Exactly.
And like that had to do with Peter's like end mission.
Exactly.
Bringing them back to being
just normal people again.
Normal people.
Which I think I was talking about it with Megan Kim last night. And she was saying the same thing. She was like, "This was a nice reminder that these bad guys are like not just whatchamacallit, like big cartoonish, like goofy villainy. They're like real people,
which they kind of were in their old
a little bit
in their old source.
But I really because out of all the villains, I guess I was probably most excited to see Doc Ock again, even though I had a feeling after watching the trailers.
They didn't put too much emphasis on Green Goblin though in the trailers or
no. I think which was a good thing because they allowed it to be. Nothing was really spoiled for him in the trailers. I had a feeling Otto was gonna work with Peter because he's not, like I was just saying, not initially a bad guy. It's the arms that control his mind and he hears their voices. So, which that was a great scene where they finally make the inhibitor chip and he puts it back on and he's like, it's quiet, like I can hear my own thoughts. And he's basically a good guy from there on out. You kind of forget about him for like 40 minutes in the movie though, because he jumps out the window when Peter and Goblin are fighting.
Oh yeah.
And then he doesn't come back until the Statue of Liberty. But I'm genuinely curious about this. What'd you think of Jamie Foxx as Electro?
I thought it was cool.
Okay.
That was like the least descriptive thing. He did a good job. I wanted to use him as an example for what I was gonna. Another talking point in my notes was that the movie was super meta. I feel like a lot of it was just like referencing to, like I said, their old source material. Where they're like, yeah, I was a loser in my old villain costume, and somehow I magically changed for this universe.
I thought that was funny. The lizard pointed that out. He was like, didn't you used to have a comb over and you looked like a nerd? And he was like, I like this new body. I brought up Electro just because out of all the villains, for me personally, I felt like he didn't have as much, I guess, human characteristics, if that makes sense. Like, he still felt very villainish, because I guess that's his character. But it kind of, for me, felt like it was just Jamie Foxx being Jamie Foxx as, like, Electro. Like, he hit the, like, Jamie Foxx one-liners and was like, I'm a funny guy, but also I'm a bad guy. And I'm like, okay, it's just Jamie Foxx. But
I also thought that was another meta thing, was that there's like, oh shoot, we were all about to die.
Seriously,
like, our Spider-Man solution was just to kill us.
Exactly.
Like, we're gonna
just
die.
Like, I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, that never really happened with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
No,
like,
I mean, it almost did in this movie at the end.
Yeah, for sure. But like with the Vulture, he didn't.
No, he actually did the exact opposite.
No,
he saves him at the end of that movie.
This guy in jail. Yeah. That's also an easier way to save some characters.
It is,
for later,
exactly. Instead of just killing them, which was kind of a bummer. Exactly. Oops. I'm gonna dive into probably. I don't know if this is the most. The Three Peters was the most spoilerific part, but Aunt May dying. Did you see that coming at all?
I did not.
I did not either. That really caught me off guard.
I did not see that coming. Yeah, wow.
Even in the scene, I didn't, like, when she stood up and she's like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's cool. And then she collapses again. And I'm like, oh, she's not good. She's definitely dying right now, but all right.
But that was kind of his way of, like, joining the other Peters.
Yes. That was my one thing that I've been trying to, like, the hardest thing for me to swallow, I guess, coming out of this movie. Talk about a way to describe something. Anyways, I realized that was like almost like you were saying his rite of passage into Spider-Man. Like that was his Uncle Ben moment.
Swallowing his
his aunt. Yeah.
Swallowing your family.
The hardest thing to swallow. No, but I don't know. Just as a Spider-Man fan and realizing, or at least in the comics and different interpretations, like the first two Spider-Man in the movies.
And the subtle nod to the Black Spider-Man.
I
To
did like
Miles.
that. Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah.
Miles.
That was
That's
sweet.
yeah.
That was very sweet.
Yeah.
That's a pretty funny bit that I did like between Electro and Andrew's Peter, where he's like, I definitely thought you were black, like the whole, lower income thing, and you save people. That was funny.
Lower income thing.
But to go back to the May thing, what was I saying?
Swallowing.
It's just, yeah, swallowing.
Swallowing.
Oh my god. It was, I realized it was his Uncle Ben moment, and it was just hard for me to accept that because I feel like there's a reason Uncle Ben exists, but for some reason the MCU has yet to even...
I thought it was just pre-established that Uncle Ben died, but I guess they never really said anything.
They never said anything. They don't say anything about it until the zombie episode of What If, where they're like, oh, well, Uncle Ben... I can't remember what the exact line is, but...
I think Uncle Ben was like super hot in this.
Yeah, he's
the guy was probably a model.
Yeah, who could play Uncle Ben that's super hot?
Like, super hot. He had to play Aunt May.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Marissa Tomei. Seriously. I actually thought maybe to go more into the meta thing, I thought maybe they were gonna like make Uncle Ben like Toby. So like when he sees Toby for the first time, he's like, "Oh my God, that's my Uncle Ben." He's like, "I'm not Uncle Ben. I'm Peter Parker." That did not end up happening.
Did not happen.
At all. No.
You just quoted
exactly
something that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I have a whole notes thing on my phone of predictions. It's extremely long and too long.
That'd be for your video.
Exactly. Save it for your video.
You're just running out of content. You're just running out of your own content. Adam's gonna put himself out of a job.
Exactly.
Using this
podcast. I will just completely out myself on everything I plan to do. I guess to maybe wrap it up or kind of segue into different things. What do you think of the ending, like where nobody knows who he is, he's broke? I also didn't pick up on this. I just read about this recently. The book, I don't know why I read GED and I didn't think like, oh, he does have to get like a high school diploma basically again because he has zero educational like background and everything, like nothing, nobody knows he exists.
Well, it's like I said, it's like you said, there might need to be a second watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't remember, I do remember it, but I don't remember it hitting me as hard as like it becoming a talking point like what you're saying right now.
Yeah, but that, I personally thought that ending scene was like, that is what I've been waiting for with this Spider-Man, for him to be on his own. He's not relying on Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He's completely, like I just said, alone, just by himself. That's what all the other Spider-Men did, like they said when they were like,
completely,
I don't know how to work on a team. It's like, because they did it by themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
But I loved, like, that he made his own suit. You saw a sewing machine, and then he jumps out the window, and I can't wait to see that suit either. Very purposely, they did not let us get a full glance at it.
Oh, yeah,
it's
for sure.
Great.
The shiny.
Yeah, it's all the shiny new suit.
Okay. To close it out, what do you think of little drop of black?
Yeah, all right, you were going into that. Okay.
I was.
That was my last thing on my notes too. Very excited about that.
I have a question about that, like genuine question. So, is the Tom Hardy Venoms, are they canon with the MCU?
See,
is that the same universe, or did
Sony do their own thing?
Or no, I'm saying, did Eddie Brock get brought into the MCU when all the people who knew Peter Parker? No, right?
No, that's what I've been reading about too, because it's like, well, how would he know?
Yeah.
But then,
gotta wait for the new Rockstar's breakdown.
I watched it. It came out already. Yeah, it's 38 minutes long.
No way.
Yeah, it is. It didn't feel like 38 minutes though.
Well, yeah, they do a pretty good job.
Shout out to Eric Voss.
Yeah.
What was he saying? So basically, the way that works, I was also like, well, this Eddie Brock doesn't know who Peter Parker is. Why would he be brought in the same way everybody else was? I guess Venom, as like a symbiote, has like a hive mind over all universes. So people were trying to say, or Eric was trying to say that the Venom in Spider-Man 3 connects, that like mind of its own Venom connects to the same one that Tom Hardy's. So it has a general knowledge of who. Tom Hardy.
Sorry. Arm Hardy.
Anyways,
I'm gonna call you every time you fumble.
Yeah, I know. Tarm Hardy. Yeah. It'll be a running segment now. Tarm Hardy's coming on.
We should do this. another review of Spider-Man, but just butcher every
single
progressively name. Worse.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Andrea
Garfield. Team Holly.
Yeah, exactly. Team William Dafoe. That's too close. But anyways, apparently the Venom symbiote has like a hive mind, so he was trying to say that it knows Peter Parker's Spider-Man because of Spider-Man 3, or even you could connect the comics to that if you really wanted to.
Well, that was a really quick way to introduce
No, it was.
symbiote.
But I really liked how it was done. It was like a quick, simple way. So I'm interested to know if the MCU universe with Tom Holland in it has its own Eddie Brock that's not Tom Hardy. I don't know if they would want to do that, because I feel like that'd be confusing for people. That would
be just too confusing.
I wouldn't mind, but I know that'd be kind of confusing.
It's already confusing. It's such a mess.
I know, it's huge.
MCU is just the comics.
I was about to say, yeah, it's become the comics. It used to be
bad.
the simple, like, digestible version of it, but it's just as bad.
Well,
there's like 20 shows coming out.
A lot of my family that weren't into the MCU, and even just people I know that were never into the MCU, watched Endgame.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And it was like, they were just telling me, they're like, it was cool, but none of it made sense to me.
Yeah, you have to be heavily
invested
invested in this stuff.
They're not going to be like, oh, I didn't get that scene. Let me watch 19 hours.
Exactly, yeah, a whole series. Or a good example of that is our good friend Stone. I feel like after Endgame, and he can attest to this, that was kind of, I guess, where he stopped. Like, we used to all go together, and then now he doesn't really watch any of the TV shows or anything, which I completely understand. Like, to ask people to watch that much content just to understand, like, the universe is a lot. Like, there's been how many TV shows? WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. Like, too many. I could go on, but
to wrap up,
yeah, it was exciting. It was a great movie.
It was great.
Should we give it a number rating or no?
I don't want to give it a
number.
number.
I was about to say, I can't give it a number rating right now.
We'll let you give a number rating.
That's fine, yeah, in my content, so. All right.
That's all the time we have for today, guys.
Be sure to tune in next time.
Hit the link in that Patreon, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.